Is it raining?
It's been raining all day. You stupid. Alright, I think for the rest of the stream, we're just going to have a conversation here because that's pretty much what we've been doing for the past hour anyway. We're actually going to clown after dark, boys. God damn. Insane. Didn't know I could do it. This is a mature-rated video game that may not be suitable for all users. Alright. Alright. Yeah, Brosom, we're just, the rest of the night we're gonna do clowns after dark. What was I saying? Oh yeah, what were you saying? Who were you saying? Yeah, what's a 9R contribute? Who doesn't affect a large group / 9R contribute largely to the society? What's 9R?
Or is what he say.
Yeah, no, Brosum, I'm including people like that. Like when I say all humans, I mean all humans. So I guess your answer is no. Weird. So, all right, let me maybe this will help you out too, Mark. Is it that you say no because the value that they have is 0? Or is it that you say no because the value is so ridiculously small that you just say no?
I think people can have 0 value.
Okay, so somebody that you have never met before in your entire life and lives in the middle of Brazil and you'll never interacting with them is it's just never going to happen. No effect on you, impact on you at all. Is that person worth more or less than a random dog that you have never met before, never will meet, never know the existence of in the middle of Brazil? Which of those two things has more value?
Neither. They're both the same.
You're saying actual 0. Like you put that dog on the same level as a human.
Yeah.
I don't know how to deal with you. I almost feel like you're trolling me with that answer.
Why do you think that?
Because that's justify that.
Justify?
How does that logically make any sense?
They don't have the same value.
What, you just said they have the same value.
No, that's like that's not what I wanted to say. Hold on. A random person in the Amazon has 0 value.
Okay.
And a random dog
In the Amazon
has 0 value. They both cannot contribute to me.
No, see, this is again, you're talking about subjective value. I don't care how much value they have to you. How much value do they have? Objectively.
Objectively, no value.
Why?
If
How?
the, because if one or the other dies, what does it matter?
Sure, but there's value there that can be had. Like, what if we went into the forest, like somebody, not even us, because, like I said, it will never affect us and we'll never know. What if somebody goes out there on a trek, finds this person, brings them back to the city, and they start contributing majorly to the GDP of Brazil? That is
Like,
something that inherently the dog is not capable of doing.
why?
How could a dog majorly contribute to the GDP of Brazil?
Well, if it could put someone in a proper mind state, that would be contributing to the. If the dog could help someone col- collect their thoughts and then they become like some genius economic leader or what have you, is that not contributing to the economic rise of Brazil?
No, because that's not going to happen.
Just like
Like
the random
the
guy in the
thing is,
forest may not.
no, the thing is what you're talking about isn't going to happen. Like that's just so ridiculously unlikely. You should just not even think about it. But it is actually a real possibility that that human could meaningfully contribute to the GDP of Brazil.
Why?
Because a human has the ability to start a business. A human has the ability to put in labor and get a job and contribute and spawn more humans who will do exactly the same thing. That dog inspiring a person that happens to have the potential to become an economic genius, and then that person also happens to be an economic genius that people actually listen to, is so ridiculously remote in chance. There's no way you actually think that that's a reasonable, logical solution to the problem I'm posing to you.
Isn't it just as likely that this random person from the forest doesn't get a job, doesn't contribute?
I'd say it's
Like,
significantly
just,
less likely than the dog
I mean,
influencing a major economic upheaval in Brazil.
sure, but I don't think one person in going to do that either.
I'm saying that they are like so ridiculously more likely to do it that you can actually count on that being a real possibility. Whereas your dog scenario is I can look at that, turn on my brain for 5 seconds, and then just, oh yeah, that dog's never going to actually contribute to society.
Is this okay? Let me ask this: is this person from society, or are they from the jungle?
No, 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 no. They're from a city. They just happen to be in the jungle.
Okay,
Like
they're from.
they went to school. They had the normal raising experience of the average Brazilian.
Okay,
I'm not talking about somebody who, like, if they went into the city, they would get culture shock and have a heart attack and die. I mean, like, subjectively, I totally agree with you, Mark. Both of those, that dog and that human, they matter to me about zero. I would say that the human is probably like 0.01 on the how much I care scale or the how much value they have scale. But objectively speaking, I use logic and acknowledge that that human has more value than that fucking dog does. Right?
because the human has the possibility to be a human.
Yes. And a human is automatically more valuable than an animal. Automatically. All right, so here's a new question for you, Mark. Right in front of you, and you could easily save either, okay? But you can only save one. All right? A human will die, or a dog will die. Which one do you save? You have to pick one. You have to help at least one.
Flip a coin.
All right, you're full of shit. There's no fucking chance. Are you being real with me right now?
Mostly.
How? How could you think that way? I'm going to be honest with you, Mark. I think you're immoral just for thinking that like that. The
Okay.
human is obviously should be saved before the fucking random dog. Like, what was wrong with you?
I'm sorry.
Justify this to me. Make it make sense.
There's gonna be little way to make it make sense to you if you already think that I'm moral about it. Like,
So convince me.
Tom, we both know that that's not gonna happen.
Why do you believe that then? Can you explain it?
I don't care about people that I don't know. Like,
Yeah, and you also don't care about dogs you don't know.
no, I care much more about dogs that I don't know.
Than humans.
If anything,
Why?
they're cute.
How can you justify that? Like in your own head, how do you look in the mirror and say, "Yeah, I would save a dog I don't know before a human I don't know"? How can you think that way?
Maybe I own the dog.
What?
Maybe I get to own the dog then.
Marcus, what are you talking about?
No, that was that was a fucking with you answer.
I'm feeling like this whole thing has to be a fucking with me answer. Like that's how astonished I am right now. I honestly cannot believe you're saying this to me. I feel personally offended for all of humanity that you feel this way.
That's unfortunate.
I don't believe you. I think you're fucking with me. There's no way you're not trolling right now, and I'm gonna move on with my life. Anyway, bros.
If that's what you want to believe.
Yeah, fuck off. I've had enough of you and your distractions from the actual conversation here.
Distraction.
There's no way you're not trolling. There's no chance. I don't believe you. Yeah. See, even Brosum's laughing at you right now.
There is a non-zero amount of troll in this. Sure.
I'm telling you that in real life, if you can feel however you want. There is no fucking way that if you were presented with this situation in real life, that you wouldn't save the human. There's no fucking chance. I don't believe you. And I don't even think you believe you. Ain't no fucking way. Anyway. So, Brosum, my next question for you, because honestly, you've kind of already answered it. So I'm going to skip it. My next question was going to be, do you think that all people have equal value? But you already established that all people don't have equal value in your answer, and you said that at least all of them are above 0. And so my next question is, oh, hold on, Brosum's thinking about this one real quick. He's pondering and postulating. continue. All right, so what I want to know is, and obviously we support like equal rights, everything like that, duh. But do you think that we should treat everybody equally when they have different objective amounts of value? Personally, I don't know. That's what I said. Equal rights, equal opportunities, obviously. No fucking duh. But like in a person-to-person interaction, should we be treating everyone equally? No. So I just caught you. This was a gotcha question. People cannot have equal opportunities if we do not treat them equally on an interpersonal level. It's not possible. Knowing someone gives you an opportunity. Right? Like, obviously, I'm really extending this here to the absolute absurdist I can extend it because I want to believe. Like not in this. Like, I want to think that this is wrong. I want to have some reason to believe that, like, I should give a shit about, like, random people. I want to have a reason. You know, like, I want to have my humanity restored. But
Why
I
do you want a
really...
reason?
Huh?
Why do you want a reason?
Because it will feel good to believe that? What do you mean?
So you want some reason just so you can feel good.
Yeah, of course. Do you not want to feel good?
No, of course I feel good.
Yeah, then why what do you mean? The problem is that I have a belief that every single decision and every belief that you have should be based in logic in some way or another. Okay? So I have to have a reason to justify a belief in a certain thing, right? And if I don't have a reason to believe in that specific thing, I'm not going to. Like, I just can't. I can't force myself to believe in something unless I actually believe it. This goes back to my thing with oh man, I have so much stuff to tell you guys about my how I'm evolving my understanding and opinions on the dating world right now. Um I've been really trying to keep a pulse on like dating culture in the United States right now. And Bigfoot. Yeah, Bigfoot. And I kind of have started to get of the opinion that like nobody's wrong. It's just like you sell yourself as a product, okay? And something that I've noticed recently is that a lot of young men are getting really upset that they can't attract like women, right?
Mm-hmm.
And their first instinct is always to blame women. Women bad, rawr. It's their fault. Traditional value. No, traditional values, roar. But I actually think of this in a completely different approach. I think that if you can't get a GF, it's because you suck. There's plenty of girls out there. I'm not like offending somebody or trying to, but like you're not marketable. I shouldn't say you suck. You're not marketing yourself well. Like, for example, if
Yeah,
you're a what?
thanks.
I don't really see. You're not the person I'm thinking about. You're not saying women are bad. I can't get a GF. You're not even who I'm talking about. And that's why I changed my opinion too. Like what the wording of what I said, I mean, not my opinion. But what I'm trying to say is I'm sick and tired of hearing men be upset that they can't get a GF because of dating culture or what women want. Because quite frankly, it doesn't matter. If that's what women want, you have to be that if you want a partner. If you don't want a partner, go ahead, do whatever you please. But if you want to have a girlfriend and shit like that, you have to change the way that you are so that you can be the best fit possible. It's the same way that if you have a, let me propose a situation for you. You are a business owner, okay? And you are trying to get people to buy your product, all right? In order to get people to buy your product, you have to convince them to buy your product. In order to convince them, you're going to need to sell them something they want, something that you can convince them they want, or something that's pretty enough for them to want it. Same thing with dating. You need to make yourself a better product in order to sell on the market better. If you can't do that, you aren't a good enough product. Darn. And that's something that really pisses me off. I see a lot of these young men running around, I want a woman with traditional values, blah, 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 blah. But they haven't done any of the work to attract a woman with traditional values because they'll sit there and do that while they jerk their dick off every day about how cool traditionalism is. And then they won't take any responsibility for trying to raise kids. They won't take any responsibility for trying to handle financial situations. And they won't take any responsibility for trying to become like a breadwinner traditionally. So what that ends up happening is they're just looking for somebody to be their mom that they can complain about all day with the boys. And in all actuality, they don't have any interest in traditional values. They're just saying that because it makes them feel like they can justify hating women, essentially. And that's just not okay. And I'm going to flip this around to the other direction right now. And I'm going to come at women now, too. You also have an issue where you don't just deserve a relationship. You aren't just entitled to having a high quality boyfriend simply because you exist and have a vagina. That's just not how reality works. You also need to make yourself a good enough product that you can sit on the shelf and get bought. So do men. Men are also getting bought. Everyone is an object here in this analogy. I'm not singling any specific gender out or any group of people out. I'm saying that you need to market yourself better, you need to improve yourself, and you need to become a better product. And if you can't do that, you're never going to find a partner. It just will not work. Like, my message to women is, you're all single because you're not a marketable product. My message to men here is, you're all single because you're not a marketable product. And that's just the cold hard truth of it. And like, I do have some amount of sympathies with both sides, right? Like, you have the sympathy with women that are like, oh, well, we don't want to have these traditional roles anymore. We do so much more housework, stuff like that. And that's totally true, and I totally sympathize with that. And I also sympathize with men saying, well, we want women with traditional values, family values, who want to be stay-at-home moms and do this. I totally understand where you're coming from on that one. Change your standards. Both sides need to change their standards. You need to meet somewhere in the middle. You're never going to be 100% happy. It is never going to happen. And one of the biggest problems that I see nowadays in dating culture is that people have like this laundry list of things where they're like, literally at a first date, I've seen people do this. They'll like have a mental checklist where they're like, okay, he's this, okay, he's this, okay, he's this, okay, he's this. He's not this though. All right, bye. You are never going to find somebody that actually perfectly fits your exact checklist. And that goes for both men and women, because men do it too. And it's not fair to blame the other person for this. Anybody can set any standards that they want. I'm just going to throw that out there. It is not So it is not her fault that you don't meet her standards, and it's not her fault that you don't meet any other women's standards. It is your fault that you do not meet their standards. If you say to yourself, no, my standards are too high, I won't be with this person, my standards are too high, I'm not doing that, and then you end up single because of that, it is only your fault. You are the reason that you are single at that point. You had somebody who was a willing participant and you turned them down because your standards were too high. And I see that a lot of the time when problems arise and people get really upset about this is because they have way too high of standards. And this goes back to my thing that I was trying to bring in earlier a little bit with value. People do not all have equal value. And this is a perfect example of why people don't have equal value. People don't have equal value because not everybody can obtain a mate. Not everybody can obtain a good job. Not everybody can obtain a house. Not everybody can maintain having good financial stability. Not everybody can finish a college education. Not everybody can do these things. And therefore, they have different varying levels of value. And because they have different varying levels of value, they are either worse or better products than other products on the market. And that's how people determine who they're going to mate with. At least that's my observations right now. And I feel like that's not too crazy. But I think one of my biggest things that I've been complaining about recently is that you see all these alpha male podcasts and shit like that are popping up like crazy, and they always talk about like, no standards, oh, your standards too high, women bad, burr 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 burr. And I think that's like I think they're kind of poisoning the well, to be honest with you, because I think it's just not true, half of the shit that they say. And I would even go as far as to add that let's assume that every single thing that those podcasts say is true. Knowing those things are true is absolutely of no value or interest at all whatsoever, because it will not help you mate with anybody, make more money than anybody else, or do anything better than anyone else. Even if it were true, which it's not, it would be absolutely useless information to you. You know why? Because knowing that shit wouldn't make you a better product to sell on the market, so nobody's gonna buy you just because you act like an alpha male. And I think it's poisoning the well. I think that people are believing this, so they go into situations with this alpha male attitude. I'm so tough, I'm so cool, I'm so confident, even though they're not, and everybody can tell. And you need to respect me, and you need to give me pussy, and you need to do this, and you need to do this. And then a lot of these young men are met with the reality very quickly, like a truck ramming into a brick wall, that nobody gives a fuck if you're an alpha male anymore. This isn't the 1960s or the 1970s. Like, sure, there is the off chance that you could find some chick who's into that, but you're probably not going to. And quite frankly, I'm going to take if I were still in the dating pool, I would be taking my chances with the numbers game and shooting a wide net. I'm not trying to play that game and get 100% of what I want, because I'm going to lose. And I don't like losing. It just doesn't work, is what I'm trying to say. So even if we assume Tom nearly got in trouble, yeah, I know, honestly, 90% of the time I'm nearly getting in trouble. But the thing is, it's just, even if what they're saying is true, even if disregarding women's feelings, it makes you an alpha male, and if you're an alpha male, women will fuck you and you'll get tons of pussy. Even if all of that was true, none of that information is useful. You cannot act upon any of that information. That information is not actionable. That information doesn't give you anything that's measurable. And that information makes you a public fucking nuisance that no one wants to interact with. Right? Like, come on. Every single one of us here has met that one friend who was a little bit too into Andrew Tate. Right? Like, everybody has met this person, and everybody thinks they are the most annoying person they have ever fucking met in their life. Guaranteed. And I know that I don't need names, but you all know that there's at least one friend, or one acquaintance at least, that you know who is into that alpha male shit, and you know that they're single, and you know that shit don't work, and you know they're not getting any pussy. Yes, see?
No.
It's just, well, I mean, you're a little bit older than that. You're not in school anymore, you know? But you don't know even one, like, acquaintance loosely who's an Andrew Tate fan?
No.
Or like a alpha male nonsense consumer?
No. I can't
Yikes.
think. Like, I mean,
Dude, you're so lucky. They're the most annoying human beings on the fucking
That's
planet, dude.
the friend group. The friend group.
Yeah, I know. I've met the Ponfron friends. I know.
Well, no, I'm saying like this: the friend group that you are part of. Can't think of anybody in that.
Mm-hmm.
The Pomfron friends, none of them are like that.
Yeah, I think you just got lucky. I wish that I could say the same,
And,
to
like,
be
I'm
honest with
thinking
you.
about like my coworker back at the supermarket.
Well, that
and
was
it's like-
before this was the thing.
Sure, but we were all relatively.
I'd say that in like the past year and a half is when it really took off.
Sure.
But
yeah.
I think they're poisoning the well. I'm accusing it. I am
Oh, well,
laying.
yeah.
I am. Listen, I'm throwing down the gauntlet right now. Every single alpha male podcaster is convincing people. Yes, I know, Mark. Is convincing men specifically of things that are not true so that they can either sell a product or get more viewership. Like more clicks, more clickbaits. Those are the only reasons that they are saying these things, because they fucking know that it's not true. Every single one of them. They are poisoning the well.
Tom, how could you?
It's true, I threw down the gauntlet. I would be happy for any of these alpha male podcasters to come in and like debate me live. I would love every fucking second of that. Every second of it. That'd be great. Like, I would love to make that happen. But because, it's just like, in that situation, my play is just, okay, I'll accept what you say. Okay, that's true. All right, sure. Yeah, I'll agree with you. Yeah, whatever. Okay, cool. That's right. And then they're like, well, what do you mean? You agree with me on all my points? It's, none of them are meaning anything, because none of that information is going to help anybody get a girlfriend. None of that information is going to help anybody get a job. None of that information is going to help anybody make any money except you. And none of that is actionable. So what's your point?
Yeah.
Like, my problem with them isn't just that they're wrong. They're wrong and have no point to exist. Like, so here's another concept that I'm going to pose right now. I think that these alpha male podcasters, not only do they have no value, I think they have negative value. I think that these people literally remove value from all of those who interact with them. They suck the value out of everyone they talk to. That's what I mean by poisoning the well. You are literally less valuable if you subscribe to the things that they say. Negative value human beings. Man, I love that term.
So, Tom,
Yeah.
I sent you a video.
Oh no. Is this for watching on stream?
Yeah.
It's very rare that we get the Mark submission.
It's not always about the money, Spider-Man. It's about the Mets, baby. Love the Mets. All right, baby, let's go. Get a home run, baby. Love the Mets. Let's go, Mets.
Marcus. The fuck are you talking about?
It's all about the Mets, baby. Let's go, Mets. Tom, that's why you have to watch the movie.
What movie?
That was from Spider-Verse.
Oh, I didn't even know. Wait, does he actually say that shit? He actually says that shit? He says it's not about the money, it's about the Mets?
No.
Oh.
Didn't even realize.
Bro, look at bro's face.
Oh, dude, I don't even have a comment right now. What the fuck?
Oh,
Yikes. Oof. Oof, oof, double oof, oof. God damn. But yeah, like, I actually kind of like this idea of negative value. What should we do with people who have negative value?
I have
What should we do with them?
an idea, but it's not.
Launch them into the sun?
Popular. Soylent.
I don't want to eat them. I might catch their alpha germs.
Well, no, feed these poor people.
Oh, feed them to poor people. All right, I'm in. Oh, brosome. You and your memes.
The student pastor was leading a prayer moment, and in reference to the Holy Spirit, he asked the entire audience over and over again to say, "Fill me, Daddy."
No.
Here it goes.
Daddy, please fill me. Let's go. I want you to pray. Let's pray it out loud. Let's not be scared. Let's pray it out loud. Daddy, please fill me. Don't let me. I want you.
The tone didn't help him out. He didn't even say it like,
I am weak, bro.
oh my god. And then like the don't be scared is
moaning,
like
crazy.
what was happening?
The don't be scared is crazy. Don't be scared, Daddy. Please fill me.
No. No,
I want
dude,
more.
No.
Jesus fucking Christmas. Oh. I don't know. I really wish that young men would just chill out. To be honest with you. I think that people are taking life a little bit too seriously recently. I think that people need to just chill out. Like, dude, you don't have to min-max your wiener. You don't have to. It's okay. It doesn't require min-maxing. You don't have to mule. The ones that really get me are these alpha male types that actively say harmful things, like oh, you have to have a special canthal tilt, and you have to have a protruding square jaw. No, you don't. You just have to not be a fucking homunculus. You just have to have some concept of how to speak to other humans, and you can get pussy. Like, dude, you can be ugly as fuck and get pussy.
Now, the comment section to this is wild. Everybody's blaming the man, the best friend, except for the girlfriend. When you're a woman in a relationship, you're supposed to protect your relationship. You shouldn't be allowing your friends to kiss you on the mouth. Y'all will swear up and down that men love their homeboys. Oh, you and your homeboys do this and that. But I've seen so many women grope their best friends, touch each other like this, make out with each other when they're drunk, and then go, oh, it's not the same thing. If you're in a relationship, it is the same thing. You're basically cheating. If you think this man is wrong, you're the reason why relationships today are failing. Because you guys don't respect each other's boundaries. If I was him, I would leave. Because I can tell how this is going to play out.
I guarantee you that it was arranged beforehand. I can almost... I feel with 98% certainty that he knew what was going to happen, and he played it up for the camera, and everyone had agreed it would happen, and they did it exclusively for TikTok clout. I almost fucking guarantee it. There is no chance that that is reality. No chance. Zero. Zilch. Nada. Absolutely no chance. No way. Nope. And then as far as... So here's another thing that I've heard, and I made a post about it. Bro wanted to be the MC. Yeah, exactly. But it's something else that... I made a post about it on Twitter. This thing with boundaries. Like, I've seen a lot of TikToks where people are like, oh, he didn't respect this boundary that I set, so I have to leave him immediately. And then I also see right after that, they leave them because they wouldn't meet the demand that they put down on them. And then they get all upset that he left. You can't get upset if you set the boundary and he doesn't want that boundary. Well, what do you mean? What are you talking about? You don't get to be upset if the person decides that they don't want to involve your boundary and then leave you. You don't get to be upset. It's your fault. Stupid. Here, this is what I said. I said, there's no such thing as an unfair boundary to set, but setting them doesn't mean the other person needs to agree to them and has the right to leave if they refuse to comply. Yeah, I think that fits it exactly. Like, you always have the right to leave any situation like that for any reason. And there is... So here's another thing. If you leave a relationship, it's your fault the relationship ended. Shut up. You're done. Get over it. Go cry in your room by yourself and don't involve anyone else. Stop it. These young'uns out here, they don't know how bad it was back in the day. We need these youngsters to have some amount of decorum out here when it comes to relationships. It's just, I just don't get it. Like, a perfect example of what I was saying is, and then people, I've noticed that a lot of these young like women specifically, they refer to things as boundaries that aren't boundaries. They aren't. They are literally not boundaries. They're expectations. So one in specific that I saw was that this girl broke up with her boyfriend because Just one random day, and they had already been dating. One random day, she decided without telling him that she wanted him to open the car door for her, let her in and close it for her, and then drive her to wherever their date was going to be. So she literally stood on the side of the road and said, I'm not getting in the car unless you come and open this door for me. And it went on for a couple of minutes, and then the guy was just like, all right, fuck you then, and just left. And she got all butt mad that he left. And she was like, and then later she goes, I was trying to set a boundary with you that this is what I wanted. That is not a boundary. That is an expectation. Those words do not mean the same thing. They don't. They are inherently different words with very different meanings. Don't get it twisted. But I feel like like a lot of people, they use the word boundary because they know that people will agree with them automatically if they hear that somebody's boundaries weren't being respected. So they do it just to garner some amount of support immediately. But that's not a fucking boundary. That's an expectation. And she's I heard somebody say that woman was a give a mouse a cookie bitch, because you know that if he had gotten out of that car, opened that door and let her in and then closed the door behind her, you know that that would not have been the end of her boundaries that she decided that she wanted to set. Next, it was going to be, not only do you need to open the car door for me, but now I need a place to put my shoes. Can you take my shoes off for me? Oh my God, now that my shoes are off, I really need a foot rub really quick. And it would have just continuously escalated and escalated and escalated out of control. And you know that that's exactly what would have happened. Because if you give a mouse a fucking cookie, it's never just a cookie. They're also going to want milk. And then they're also going to want a table to sit at while they eat it. This was a give a mouse a cookie bitch. And I've had enough. Well, hold on. To be fair, brosum, people throw the word manipulation around a whole lot. And just like I was criticizing young men earlier, I think young men use that word a little bit too often. Like, here, think about it this way. If you have an advantage, brosum, are you going to use it? You too, Mark. If you have an advantage in a situation, are you going to use your advantage to your own benefit? Yeah, of course. And Brosum, yes, of course. I would too. I would say that in this case, women's ability to manipulate men is an advantage that they have, and I don't blame them for doing it. I would do the exact same motherfucking thing, and you can't tell me that you wouldn't, because I know you would. I know that you would be doing it if you were them, if you were in their shoes. There's no way you would. Why would you actively choose not to press an advantage? That's stupid. That makes no sense. And you know who I've heard actually say how I've heard the people that I've heard be the most upset about women doing stuff like that are these alpha male types that apparently don't care what women think or unmanipulatable by women. They're the ones who are the most upset that women do this. Doesn't make a whole hell of a lot of sense, because if they're actually alpha males and their idea of an alpha male is somebody who takes advantage in this situation, always does this, super on top of the world, full of confidence, blah, 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 you know for a fact that if they were a woman, they'd be doing the exact same thing if they actually believe what they're saying, which I highly doubt that any of them do. Man, I kind of went from like goofball playing a video game to full-on standing on a soapbox pretty quick. I've just been thinking about a lot of this stuff recently, and it really drives me nuts. Like, I think that young men and young women out here right now are absolutely wild. They are, both sides are completely unreasonable and completely off their rockers. Everyone is out of pocket, and everyone needs to fucking chill out. I think that's the lesson of the day here. We need more Professor Kiker. I want to do some more of those soon. The thing for me is it's really hard for me to maintain the passion about a specific topic because I'll come and talk to everybody on stream about it if I'm passionate about it because I stream every night. Why would I wait to make a video? So I just talk about it on stream whenever I'm thinking about something. And so I just never make the videos because, like, I don't need to. I talk about it on stream. But it's hard for me to be like, I'm passionate about this and then not. Yeah, I know, just use clips. I know, but that feels bad, you know, like I didn't make it. And like Professor Kiker is something very specific. This, what I just did right now, this wouldn't fit Professor Kiker. And the reason that it wouldn't fit Professor Kiker is because there's no data. When I do a Professor Kiker video, that is data coming at you. I use research to make those videos. So this is a little bit different. This is a little bit more my opinion that's not necessarily research based, even though obviously I've learned research about these topics as time goes. I'm not sourcing things as I go. So it's a little bit different. I like to think of the Professor Kiker videos as much more structured than a tangent that I go off on for an hour. Fuck you, Mark.
Man, fuck you. Piece of shit, asshole.
Whoa! Calm down, dude.
Fucking Ferengi looking ass.
Man, fuck you, you fucking Romulan looking ass.
I'll take looking like a Romulan.
Man, hold on. I have an actual picture of Mark that I've been hiding for a moment just like this.
Nah, fuck you.
Here, hold on. I have an actual picture of Mark to show you. Alright, yeah. This is... Here, hold on. I'm pulling it up right now. Oh my fucking god, are you kidding me? Alright, there we go. Yeah, here. This one right here. This picture right here, that is literally a picture of Mark. Right there. Looks exactly like him. Yeah. Grabbing his ass and everything. It's the perfect picture of Mark. Alright, this is the last thing for the night, and then we're gonna end. Oh, I love this video. I've seen this one a bajillion times. I love this guy.
Coca-Cola got me wired. The fuck are they putting in this shit? The World War is over. Definitely won't have another one of those again. This movie is hilarious. He just fell down. And now he fell down in a different way. Yeah, after my wife had our son, she kept moping around. So we put her in the loony bin, and now she behaves. Hey, what are you young children doing? It's the middle of the day. Get back to the factory where you belong. Yeah, best part of America, probably stock market, it will always be good. Women are liberated. We allow them to smoke cigarettes now.
I fucking love this video. I've seen that one a whole bajillion times. I'm a huge fan of that fucking guy. Dude's fucking cracked. What the fuck are they putting in this shit? Ah! Yeah, that's Big Thomas humor, actually. I call it cringecore. That's me. Oh Jesus! All right, we're raiding Andy tonight. He's a good boy. You guys are you're gonna like him. He's a good boy. And yeah, have a nice night. Remember, I love each and every single one of yous, and I hope you have a fantastic evening. Yeah, bye guys. Remember to follow all that good stuff. Have a nice night. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.